like this one are starting. Can everyone hear me? Good afternoon, I'm Dick Chapman, and I want to thank all of you who came today to attend our inaugural Wreaths Across America ceremony at beautiful, historic Elmwood Park. It is our hope you will join us here in years to come at this very special occasion. At this time, I would ask Dan McQuarrie to deliver our opening prayer. Uncover.
Soldiers are asked to make the ultimate sacrifice. It takes an incredible person to face the possibility of war and death, especially a death that will save the lives of people you have never even met. John 15, verse 13 says, "Greater love has no one than this, than to lay down one's life for his friends." Just as Jesus sacrificed his life so that we may be free, so too have many of our nation's soldiers. On this day and every day, we can say a prayer for the thanks of those brave souls willing to make such a sacrifice for our country, letting them know that the love they have for their country is being returned by its people. Amen.
Amen.
Cover.
Our colors be in place and salute. 2. Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Our POW.
The American Legion is committed to achieving a full accounting of all POW MIAs from the Gulf War, Vietnam War, Cold War, Korean War, and the World War II. This means returning living POWs, repatriation of their remains, or finding convincing evidence why neither of these is possible. The American Legion will continue to speak out and exert maximum pressure on both the administration and on Congress to fully account for all American POWs and MIAs. Please join me in a moment of silence to remember the fallen. The prisoners of war, the missing in action, and honor those who have served and are serving this great nation's armed forces. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. I want to do a special shout out to Joan Capiano, Elmwood Cemetery. And raise your hand and let everybody know who you are. Marissa Armin, where's Marissa? And Debbie Brush, PCAT Honor Guard. There's Debbie in the back. And Robin Loxing and my Boy Scout troops. Thank you all for being here. We also have a representative representing State Representative 2nd District, Alberta Tinsley Lobby here. She couldn't make it, but she sent representatives from her office, Samuel Hill and Joseph Hill. And they're also representing the Mumford Point Marines of Detroit. It is now my pleasure to introduce a person who was instrumental in making this happen today, Jonah, Elmwood Park.
Hi, on behalf of Elmwood Cemetery, our staff, our Board of Trustees, and the Historic Elmwood Foundation Board of Directors, I would like to thank you all for coming to Elmwood today for this very important celebration. We are so honored that you chose to spend the time with us today honoring our veterans and our fallen. I would like to especially recognize Mr. Richard Chapman. Without Dick, today would not have happened. He was very instrumental in pulling this program together and getting everybody involved that's here today. So thank you, Dick. I appreciate it. Dick will talk more about the importance of Wreaths across America, but when I first became aware of this organization, their motto really struck me. My father was a World War II veteran, fighting in the European theater in the front lines in Germany. My son is in the Navy, and I grew up every day when we sat down to our supper, we prayed for our military, those in service and those who had fallen. It was a very, very important part of my life. And what Wreaths Across America focuses on is to remember the fallen, honor those that serve today and their families, and to teach our children the value of our freedom. We have an extraordinary country full of extraordinary people. Thank you very much for joining us.
Joni hit on it. We have an extraordinary country. Right now, it'd be nice to be up above and look across America and see patriots and veterans like us at cemeteries all across this country. We are gathered here today at this memorial site and memorial sites all across America to remember that we are one nation with one flag. We are all proud to be Americans that live in a free society made up of many people, many races, many walks of life. The freedoms we enjoy today have not come without a price. Lying here before us and in cemeteries throughout this nation are men and women who paid the ultimate sacrifice so that we can live in freedom and without fear. We can worship as we see fit. We can raise our children to believe as we do. We can travel from one end of this great nation to the other and not have to ask permission to do so. We are free to vote, We have the right to succeed, and we have the right to fail at whatever endeavor we wish to pursue. The United States of America was founded on the ideals of freedom, justice, and equality. Our nation stands as a shining beacon of liberty and freedom to the world. We thank those who gave their lives to keep us free, and we shall not forget them. We shall remember. Here today, we have patriotic citizens, our youth, who will be our future leaders and guardians of our democracy, and veterans of wars and conflicts that America has had to fight to protect the innocent and oppressed. America has always been the first nation to stand up for the freedom of people from around the world. Many of you here today have answered that call and served your country well. Thank you and your families for your sacrifice. There are many men and women serving today in all branches of the military, here at home and in places far away that most of us have never heard of. These men and women are part of the best trained, best equipped force in the world. We honor them and their families for the sacrifices they make each day to keep our country safe from terrorism, hatred, and injustice that plague the world community. When you see a veteran or an active duty member of the armed services, take a moment to say, thank you. We owe them our way of life, and a moment of your time will be well spent. Quoting our 40th president, Ronald Reagan, quote, "Freedom is more than one generation away from extinction. We didn't pass it on to our children in our bloodstream. It must be fought for, protected, and handed on for them to do the same. Or one day we will spend our sunset years telling our children and our children's children what it was once like in the United States where men were free." End quote. Today we show a united front of national unity all across the United States of America as we remember the fallen, honor those who serve, and teach our children the value of freedom. We invite those who wish to join us as we begin our wreath laying ceremony. We will start with our veterans. Alex, are our veterans ready? United States Air Force.
Salute.
United States Army. United States Navy. United States Marine Corps. United States Coast Guard. United States Merchant Marine. Our POWs, MIA. We would like all of the vets who placed the wreath to come up for a picture, please.
Two.
And now, Troop 447, can you complete the placing of our wreaths? awesome. Simply awesome. Thank you, troops. Thank you. Thank you. The wreaths before you represent our commitment as a united America to remember the fallen. We also want these remembrance wreaths to symbolize our honor to those who have served and are serving in the armed forces of our great nation, and to their families who endure sacrifices every day on our behalf. To our children, we want you to understand the freedoms you enjoy today have not been free, but have come with a cost that someday you may have to pay yourself. As a nation standing together, we can defeat terrorism, hatred, and injustice. Thanks to our veterans and servicemen and women, we have the freedom to do just that. I want to once again thank all of you for coming. Special thanks to Joni and Elmwood Cemetery for providing this extraordinary setting, and to express appreciation for all of you who place wreaths. We hope to have a reunion here next year. As a reminder, we are forming our Wreath Across America committee, looking for volunteers to serve with us. Comrade McQuarrie, can you deliver the closing prayer? Uncover.
Psalm 116, verse 15, comforts us with this verse. Precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of his saints. Losing a loved one is devastating, but we can take comfort in knowing that God holds those soldiers close who have been born again in Christ and honors their dedication. Pray that their souls have found God and are at rest with him. Spend time remembering those soldiers, airmen, Marines, sailors, Coast Guardsmen, those who are lost and didn't return, and those who survived to come home to us. Remember many of our warriors who come home face additional challenges, and perhaps knowing they are not forgotten on this occasion may be the comfort that heals any emotional and physical wounds they now carry. Amen.
Deb, now for taps.
Thank you. Thank you. Before you leave,
much for helping us today. It really, it was really, really great that